Hi, Glenna Cleek here with Encore Ministries of First United Methodist Church in Benton. Everybody needs encouragement at times, just like the little boy who asked his dad, Dad, will you play catch with me? I'll throw, and you say, Wonderful. He wanted some encouragement. We've all seen the reports of people on the streets of New York City who are serenading and applauding the healthcare workers when they leave the hospitals after their shift change. And you know those people have been working so hard in extremely stressful situations, and just to get that little bit of encouragement, makes them feel uplifted, surely. We're seeing it everywhere. That's just one example. Encouraging words offered to those people who just need some hope. People helping people. People encouraging one another. That's the way that God intends for it to be. 1 Thessalonians 5:11 says, Therefore, encourage one another and build up one another, just as you are already doing. And to the people who say, Where is God in this whole thing? God is in the hearts of his people. And he's in every encouraging word that we hear. And he's in every encouraging action that we see and witness. There's always someone who needs encouragement. A kind word of encouragement might just help someone to make sure they stay on the right path in life and not venture in the wrong way. Or it might, maybe they're coming to a crossroads in life and an encouraging word helps them to choose the right path. Or maybe they've made a bad choice and an encouraging word encourages them to decide to turn around and go the other way. In the New Testament, we read about Barnabas. Barnabas was a great encourager. He was instrumental in the growth of the early church because of his encouragement. And when a large number of Gentiles became believers in Antioch, Barnabas went there to encourage them. And Acts 11:23 says, When he arrived and saw the wonderful things God was doing, he was filled with excitement and joy and encouraged the believers to stay close to the Lord, whatever the cost. And if you go on and you read verse 24, it says, Barnabas was a kindly person, full of the Holy Spirit, and strong in faith. As a result, large numbers of people were added to the Lord. Now, so here it is. Because Barnabas encouraged believers, others came to also believe. Barnabas did great things with encouragement. We know that encouragement can come in many different forms. It can be as small as sincere words like, good job, well done, keep up the good work. A positive word can mean so much to a person who just needs a push. What about a person who's struggling, either emotionally or physically or financially or in any way? A truly kind, positive word can mean so much to a person who just needs a little hope. I believe God often wants us to use our own difficult experiences to help others who are going through the same thing that we've been through. What a great opportunity to tell a person about God's grace and mercy and how it helped you during that same type of situation and encourage them to seek His help. Pointing a person to God's promises in His Word would help them to understand that God knows and cares about their issue and that He is the one who is in control. Sincere and heartfelt encouragement can give a person hope in knowing that whatever their situation is, it can be overcome. And if you follow up with a person that you've tried to help and find out how they're doing later, then they know that you are sincere in trying to help them. Encouraging words can last a lifetime. That happened to my mom. Mom grew up in an orphanage, and she really didn't have anybody, or many people anyway, to give her a feeling of being special or loved or cared for. And one day I asked Mom, can you just tell me about a happy day that you remember from your childhood? I think I needed to hear it. And she told me about a teacher that she was in her classroom one day, and her teacher was reading the story to the class of Goody Two-Shoes. And Mom needed to leave the room. And the policy was that you just got up and quietly went to the door. Well, Mom got up and she very quietly tiptoed across the room to the door. And when she got to the door, the teacher stopped reading and said, Irma Dean has Goody Two-Shoes. And you know, those few little words that some people wouldn't think a thing in the world about made Mom feel so special. Just those few sweet, positive words in her direction. And she remembered them the rest of her life as a glowing point in her childhood. When I get to heaven, I'm going to thank that teacher. I want to show you a little figurine that I have. This is a Royal Dalton figurine, and it's called, the name of it is Goody Two-Shoes. I found it one day, and I keep it on my dresser. When I see it, it reminds me of my mom and that teacher who was so kind to her. Fortunately, years later, my mom met my dad, and he made her feel special for the rest of her life. And I will have to say that Mom never missed an opportunity to make my brothers and me and many, many other people feel special. Your encouragement can make all the difference in a person's life. And remember the rippling effect that it can have, just like it did with Barnabas and just like it did with my mom. Be an encourager today.